What's good, these shows? I'm here, the most folk, no joking on. Back at it again with a brand new video, and I'm gonna keep it a Bowberry biscuit. This guy right here I'm gonna talk about today is who I think we should really go for as a wide receiver in this draft. Now, you might see a lot of my other videos talking about wide receivers or who should go for in the first round, and I've talked about, what I see in my comments, what I hear from other Panthers fans, what I'm seeing in other mock drafts and other people who have a little bit of influence on what people tend to think about the NFL draft and these prospects and what's best for the team. The thing about a lot of people who like try to think about what we should get in the draft, all they see is this is top talent, get the top talent. Best player available, that's the best guy, go get this guy. They don't think about scheme. They don't think about how he fit in with our other players. They don't think about how defenses are going to have to handle not only him, but how they're going to think about our team with him in conjunction with other players on our team, and how they're going to have to attack the kind of things that we run. I'll get into that in a second. But let's go straight down to PIP. Talk about this guy right here. This man, Courtland Sutton from SMU. I pointed over to my screen, but y'all can't see that. Anyway, Courtland Sutton out of SMU. This guy's big. First thing you gotta understand about this guy, he's big. He's 6'4", about 220. This is the #1 receiver. This is what a big receiver looks like. And I know y'all want to draft a guy who's 6 foot, 5'11", 6'1", when we have a bunch of players in that size range and only Funches fits this kind of body type. A big guy. Let's look at what he did in the combine. He ran a 4.5 40. It's not that fast, but that's all right for a big dude. It's not gonna shock you up the field, but 4.5 is serviceable. 18 reps on the bench, my guy. 18 reps on the bench. Who was that one dude? I did a video on someone. It was one of my videos I did about. Who was it? Oh, I forgot his name. Mel Kiper's mock draft, where he had us drafting a receiver who could only do 9 reps on the bench. Boy, if you don't get that out anyway, bro. 18 reps on the bench, and top performer in the cone, the shuttle, and both shuttles. Courtland Sutton's a good guy. He played at SMU, not that good of a quarterback, so you have to keep when we get to his stats, keep that in mind, that he played at SMU and his quarterback. Look, but this man is nice. This man is just, he's nice on all levels. So, like I said, he's not gonna burn you up the field with his. He's not gonna surprise you or shock you with his speed. But he's a big guy who played basketball, and he's a guy you're gonna hear from NFL analysts talking about. Every time you see Antonio Gates play or any tight end really. Now this is a guy who played some basketball in college. He's gonna be one of those guys you're always gonna hear it about. He's a jump ball machine. After the catch, he's not gonna burn you. He's not gonna shake you. He's not gonna, show you a move that's gonna put you out your socks. But in a jump ball situation, you better have your bunnies, because Courtland Sutton's a big dude. He can body you, and one of his strengths is that he's big. His strength is that he's a big guy. He puts defenders on his hip, and he doesn't care. He's not scared of contact. He's not scared of contact. Remember that last play of the game against the Saints where we should have got that DPI called, where Devin Funches had to go up there, and he was injured, but he got hacked, and he didn't catch the ball in the playoffs. Y'all remember that play? You all remember that play? Courtland Sutton probably would have caught that through the contact. That's all I'm going to say. It's not me putting anything against Funches. He did a lot of work for us this year. Love the man, but Courtland Sutton is a guy who's not scared to get contact. He's consistent at working back to the ball. So he's aware of the air. He can adjust his body. He can move very nimbly. He has confidence of a top flight target, and he's a physical blocker. And I said this about Deion Kane. You don't just want a receiver who's out there who can catch it for us. We also have a power running game. So if you have a receiver who can block for you as well, that is such a big help for bouncing it outside, especially with a receiver like or a running back / receiver, right? Honestly, like C-Mac, who can go out the backfield, throw a screen to him. Bro, can you imagine the screens we could run? We can even run some kind of bubble screen for Olsen, which that's not really his game, honestly. But flare routes out the back with McCaffrey. We can do a lot of different things. We run twins with Funches and Sutton on the same side. There's a lot of things we could run over there with a good, big, bulky blocking running back or receiver. I mean, his weaknesses, like I said, speed. Speed is his biggest thing. Faster corners can squat in his routes and look at him. He's not going to shake you with a double move. He's not going to surprise you with anything. That's what it is. That's basically what it is. He doesn't have a third gear. He can get you up to the first and second, but after that, he's coasting. He has his first break, and his second gets a little bit higher, but after that, he's stuck in that gear, and you don't have to worry about him putting on any kind of afterburners and slamming you down the field. He's a possession receiver who's gonna high point it and get it up there. And before we get to his stats, that's what I meant about earlier when I said people don't think about like how a player they see talent and don't think about, okay, well, if he's in our offense, what do these defenses have to look for? So if we're in a red zone, he's a good red zone threat because we split him out wide one side, punches out wide the other side. You can't double both of them up. Look at this. So you put both of them out on fades, or both of them back to the back corner of the end zone. Cam has two options. He has three options, really. One is a back shoulder fade to Funchess on one side of the field. The other is a back shoulder fade to Sutton on the other side of the field. And if they're being single covered, if you single cover either one of them, it's a done deal. Single cover either one of these guys, it's a done deal. So what you do as a defense is you probably double cover one guy, single cover another with another guy shaded over there, with your safety shaded over to one of the corners, looking and focusing on that side, or cheating over to that side. And then what do you have? You're looking in there, and what do you see? It's that wheel route. You can see McCaffrey coming out the backfield on a wheel, or just coming out on an angle route, or you have Greg Olsen over the middle, and there's not a linebacker in the game who can cover Greg Olsen repeatedly, confidently, consistently. So if you have your corner and your safeties looking at the two back of the end zone, you have to have a linebacker looking at Christian McCaffrey and Greg Olsen, and then who's going to look at Cam? If we're passing in a goal line or a red zone situation, you have to have at least three people looking at two receivers. You have two of your linebackers looking at Greg Olsen and Christian McCaffrey, and another linebacker spying Cam. You better hope your front four gets pressure when you have two big guys who can jump high point balls. Y'all don't hear me. It's all about scheme. It's all about game planning. It's not just about getting best player available. Not just about getting a speedy guy. It's about looking at the whole picture. Look at our red zone efficiency last year. You just don't hear me though. Look at these stats though. So his freshman year he played DB and receiver. Let's go over his DB numbers. His freshman year he had 49 receptions for 862 yards, 9 touchdowns. That'll get it done. Sophomore year, 76 receptions for 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns. That'll get it done. Look at these averages. Sophomore year, average of 17.6 yards per catch. Junior year, average of 16.4 yards per catch. And his junior year, that was sophomore year. His junior year, his last year there, 68 receptions, 1,085 yards, 12 touchdowns, 16 yards per catch. Are you kidding me? He also had a rushing touchdown that year. I mean, it was a one attempt, 2 yards, a touchdown. We'll take it. But this man, Courtland Sutton. Let me find out, bro. This man's actually nice. He's a big guy. Like I said, he's a possession receiver who's gonna go up and fight for the ball for you. He's a strong guy. That's what you want. That's what you want as a number one receiver. We have slot guys. We have guys who can get in the middle of the zone, sit down in the zone, third and short, third and medium. We have those guys already. We don't need more small dudes. We need big guys who are gonna put pressure in the minds of the corners and the safeties of other teams. We need guys who can make it work for us. Let me know what you guys think about Courtland Sutton in the comments below, man. You already know to do that like button. I got a button for you to subscribe right here. A button for you to watch more videos here. Namaste. Back sooner than you think.